years. Love this career a lot, and I'm my own boss, so yeah.
That's awesome. What does a typical day at work look like for you?
Well, it's hanging out with my lovely clients that I've learned to grow and love with. I do hair all day. I curl, style, color, cut, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, and then hanging out here all day, I guess.
How many hours do you typically work in a week?
About 40 hours a week. I do 4 10s is usually what I try to do, so yeah.
Is there like a range of salary that you typically make in a year?
I mean, I'm my own boss, so I'm paid individually. So it can actually range from anywhere between $75,000 to $100,000 a year, depending on where you're going. That would be like probably the realistic, after taxes and everything.
Yeah. So did you go to like cosmetology school? Is that like required to like be a hairdresser?
Yeah, I did. I went to cosmetology school. It took about a year full time, and then I also worked full time on top of it. But yeah, it took about a year, and then I did about 6 to 8 months of assisting right after to like kind of hone in my skills and everything like that, and yeah, then went out on my own.
Nice. What do you think is like the best part of your job?
I think it's building relationships with people, and then me being somebody that they like to come see every day. So I'm like a hairpist, that's what I call myself. So not only do I make people feel beautiful and look beautiful, it's kind of all one and the same.
Yeah. What do you think is like the worst or the hardest part of your job?
I think the hardest is turning it off at night, just trying to not answer the phone and have my own personal time. That would be the hardest, is kind of balancing, because when you're your own boss, you don't really get any time off. You're always kind of working. And then I also work, if I take any time off, I try to like work to subsidize that time. So that's usually hard. Those weeks are hard when I'm working up and then after a nice vacation.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest misconception about your job?
Is that it's easy. And I think people forget that it takes a lot of skill and then a lot of chemistry. I think that's probably the biggest one, is that people think we just pick a box off the wall and throw it on your head and call it a day, but there's a lot more that goes to it than that.
Does your job have any like unique perks or like benefits, do you think?
I think being your own boss just in general, and I'm sure you'll get this from other people who are their own boss, it is kind of nice. You get to pick and choose your schedule, pick and choose your time, but then it's also balancing that out with shutting it off and knowing when to take your own personal time, and yeah.
So like, what would you tell a high school student who wanted to become like a hairdresser?
Oh, I would definitely say, I personally went to college for 2 years. I decided to try out college. It just wasn't for me. And then I went into hair. If you're truly passionate about this industry, jump right into it as soon as you can. Assist if you can. I always thought that was great, because you don't learn everything in school. But they definitely teach you the basics and the foundation. But really getting out there and getting your hands dirty and making the mistakes, it's okay. You learn from them.
Yeah. Do you have any like final comments or anything else you'd like to share?
No, I really do love my job. There is a truth to it. If you find something that you love, you never work a day in your life. So I do. I like it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.